Alright, hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video. So today I am starting my new Destiny raid or Destiny dungeon type thing in Minecraft. And so I'm going to be bringing you guys along on the process this time. I know I may not always have the best voice, or may not be the most enthusiastic, or I may not be the best drawer, but I hope this brings you guys some clear ideas of how to kind of work with command blocks so you can get started on your own. I mean, it always takes a little while, but yeah, I'm just going to bring you through my design process, and I'm going to start with hopping into Photoshop here, which you will see in a second once it cuts to that clip, but I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so now that I'm in Photoshop here, I can just, I'll do a little draw out here of what I'm thinking for the first encounter. So we start out here. So this is going to be like a little grassy area, right? And then there'll be a little cave entrance. And sorry for my beautiful drawings right here. I know they're immaculate. They're only going to get better as we go, because obviously I'm an artist. But yeah, so this is going to be like a little grassy area. So I'm thinking we'll put like the first barrier right here. Right? So how this works. Yep. So there'll be a little barrier here. And then we go in here. So this right here will be Oracle 1, Oracle 2, and then it'll be like this little area free here. And then this will be the end of the hallway. And then we'll kind of go a little bit upwards. These two little caves will connect. I mean, this is also just a rough sketch of my first one. So 04. Again, I know I'm beautiful at drawing, right? And then we go down here. Another little thing right here. And then this is the exit. We got 05, 06, and then 07. And then there'll also be like a little barrier right here as well. Right, and so that's, and then this right here, there'll be a little barrier here too. And then in this room, we will cover the maps on either side, and then obviously the exit. Right. So kind of how I design this. Obviously, I kind of draw out the map of what I want to do, and yeah, so that includes kind of what the ideas I want to get into this encounter. And so my number one point right here is I kind of want to get in oracles, which, if you don't know, is a thing from Destiny, from Vault of Glass originally. It appeared in a couple missions later on, but mainly in the Vault of Glass is where it appears. You shoot them, and then they disappear, and then you have to shoot them in a certain order. So I want to get oracles baked into here, and then yeah, and then the second main thing I kind of want to get in is a map. Just set to that. And the second kind of main thing, kind of mechanic I want to get into this is the map. And then the third one is you have to open all the gates. Right? So these are kind of my three main missions. And so as you can see, we got all the oracles right here. Nothing too bad. And this, again, really amazing drawing, I know. But now we go on to the next part, which would be kind of the flow of how I want it to go, right? So the first step you want to do is to kill zombies So we got zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, and zone 4 in all 4 zones. Right. And then each room you kill, and each room you kill, the door opens to the next area. Right? So that's just, you kill one, this door opens here, you kill all the zombies in here, these 2 doors open, you kill all the zombies in here, this door opens, you kill all the zombies in here, and then, yeah. So then, once all are killed in room 4, oracles start, right? So, what oracles do, it is the beginning encounter, so normally I would have all 7, but I'm thinking here that we just do 3 rounds. So the next part would be 3 rounds of oracles. And then, so we got round 1, which would be 01, or which would be 03. So it'd go 03, 05, 06, I'm thinking. Round 2, which would be 03, and then 05, and then round 3, which would be 03, 05, and then 06. So that's kind of, and then once you do that, you're done with the encounter, right? And so basically the flow is the person will spawn in here, so they'll kill all the zombies in here, right? Move on to here, kill all the zombies in this room here. Move into here, kill all the zombies in here. Go into here, kill all the zombies in here. And then the oracles will start. So round 1, you'll shoot 03, right? You'll shoot the 3rd oracle. And then once that's registered, then all the oracles will spawn back. You shoot 03, and then you go and shoot 05. And then, assuming it's correct, you would go and shoot 03, 05, 06, and then the store would open. And obviously all the while, zombies and stuff are spawning. All right, so that's what I'm thinking kind of for the main flow of it, right? Now, we got to go on to the design elements, which really shouldn't be that hard. I'll just delete this. Sorry guys, Photoshop is not my specialty. Just do this. Merge? Is that a thing? Can I merge these layers? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now with that, so now we move on to the more redstone aspect side of it, right? So normally how I deal with kind of doing all these things is, well, so if you don't know, there's the main execute commands, which if you're used to Java, it would basically be an if statement, right? Which is kind of what we do here. Right, and then there's also things called scoreboard commands, which, again, if you're used to just normal programming, this would be basically what variables would be like in that. I mean, a little bit more convoluted, but that's kind of, yeah, it's kind of how it goes. So these are kind of our main things here, right? So with scoreboards, there's a couple main things I want to keep track of. I want to keep a counter of what room we're in. So this would be that first area, and then once you get to the second area with the first 3 oracles, which would be so this is keeping track of rooms we have gone into, right? So that would be, again, the first area, which is the grass area, the second area, which would be the kind of the hallway with the first 3 oracles, and then the little weird shape which has the last 4 oracles, and then the map room, right? So that's kind of that's what that keeps track of. And then we got 01, 02, 03, right? And what these do, what these are gonna do when I make it, these are going to keep track of they're gonna keep track of the order in which you shoot the oracles, right? Of order oracles are shot, right? So then adding to that, we got O counter, which would be the temporary kind of placeholder. So what we can do here with this execute command, which I guess I said is like an if statement, but also, well, yeah, I guess it is an if statement. But with the scoreboard command, there's a thing where you can set it equal to something, right? So if temp is at 0, right? So we're in this little room right here, right? And this is 01, and this is 02, right? So we're here, and O counter is at 1, right? So we have a command here that runs O2 is equal to O counter, right? I'm not going to write it out, right? And then the same thing for this one up here. So it's at O counter is at 1, right? So we shoot this, right? And now O2 is going to be equal to 1, right? And that's kind of the basis of how this works. And then you would also have one which, so you'd also have O counter plus plus, which not exactly the syntax you would write it in Minecraft, but that's how you would do it in like Java or whatever. So you shoot this, and then so it sets O2 equal to that, and then the next command you would add 1. So now this is equal to 2. So you shoot this, O2 is now going to be equal to 2, and then it adds another one. So now this is 3. Now you shoot this one, assuming that this has the same code. O1 is now going to be equal to 3, right? So that's kind of how we can keep track of them. And so for our oracles, it's going to be a 1 and done. So once you shoot O2, O2 will no longer be a thing. So if this is 1, O2 set to 1, shoot this. Now you can't, O1 is going to be equal to 2, and yeah. So let me just get rid of all this. Wow. I should just start making new layers for all this, right? That would make sense. All right. So that's how kind of the O counter, and yeah. And then another one would be O test, right? Which temporary keeps track of oracle we are on. So O test is going to be if you shoot one of the wrong ones. This is just going to be easier in case, in case, because sometimes the execute if commands can be a little bit weird. So this one it'll make it easier to you don't have to run as many commands, because if you have one O test, right? So again, you have your little, oh my goodness. Okay. So you have your little room here, right? So you got 1 and 2 and 3, right? So 1 is now the oracle that you want to, so these are like the 2 here that you want to shoot, right? So you absolutely do not want to shoot 3. So you shoot 3, well, now O test is going to be equal to 1. And in our if command, right, instead of having to run, oh, is 1 correct? Is 2 correct? Are they in the correct order? We can just run, we have this variable O test. Is O test equal to 1 or greater? Well, if it is, then you have to do it again. You have to run it over again. And again, I'll show you kind of the main commands in the command block thing. But this keeps track if they enter. Oh, Photoshop is amazing. Oh my goodness. Why can't I get back into this now? Amazing. Well, okay, so we have O test, right? And this will keep track of failed inputs, just making it easier. And then the last one would be round counter. And this kind of just keeps track of where we are in the oracles. So since we have 3 rounds, right? So we have the one where we shoot the 3rd oracle, and then the one where we shoot I believe the 5th oracle, and then the 6th oracle, right? So round 1, when you run, it would just test for the 1. But if you're on round 2, then it's testing for that O1 is equal, or O3 is equal to 1, and then O5 is equal to 2. And for the 3rd round, it just keeps track of all what the input would be for all 3 of them. And that's basically what it is. That's basically what the main kind of idea we're going with for our first encounter here. So let me just hop over to Minecraft. I'm gonna build it. I'm gonna put a time lapse. Well, I'll show you a little bit here, but I'm gonna put a time lapse of me building the map at the end of the video, just that way it's not like just 12 minutes of watching it. But yeah, so I'm gonna hop in Minecraft and I'm gonna show you, well, hopefully when it's done and working correctly. So yeah. Okay, so now we're in Minecraft. I finished the map, and sorry for the lag, I know it's not the greatest, but so I finished the map and here we are. So here's this grassy area I said at the beginning. And then we go through here, gate 1. So pressure plate 1, oracle 1, oracle 2, oracle 3, 2 doors, there's one over there as well. Oracle 4, Oracle 4, Oracle 5, Oracle 6, and then Oracle 7 is just around here. And then here is the map room. So, as I said, this is all pretty basic stuff. So I'm gonna get into the command stone now that the command blocks. So I kind of have it broken down pretty easily. So this right here, this just resets the map. It resets all the scoreboards. It sets everything back to 0, right? So like you look here, this sets all the iron bars, scoreboard. Wait, am I looking? Why is this summon zombie? Why did I put zombies here? Okay, well, I can tell you one thing. It's not supposed to be summoning zombies. I probably just put it in the wrong area. That's probably what happened here. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, this resets the map. So, then what happens is you get this little button right here, and all this button does is you click here. This sets this block right here to redstone. Pretty easy. And this block here sets it to air. So then this just sets the map. So this sets where the button is back to stone. Really easy stuff. And it sets the spawn point into the death room over there. So now we get into the first kind of thing. So as it said, it starts out, so zombies spawn and you have to kill them, right? And you have to kill them, and then you can move on to the next room, right? So what this does is this just summons a ton of zombies, and then I think this block right here sets this block to redstone. And what this right here does is test if there's any zombies on the map. So once there are no more zombies on the map, this will get set to air, and then it will add one to the room counter, which is the kind of placeholder, kind of depending on what area you were in. And then also set this block here to redstone. And obviously this is a if command. So if round is equal to 0, this will go. If round is equal to 1, this will go, and this will put all the zombies into that room with oracles 1 through 3, right? And it will also give you a little chat and message telling you the door opened, and fill the door, and then set this back to redstone as well, right? So that's what that does. And then this does the exact same thing. Yeah, summons all the zombies, sets to air, tells you it opens. This is for the third room, and then the fourth room, and yeah. And then once you kill all of them in there, it adds one to round counter, which, if you remember, is the one that counts what round the oracles are on, right? So it sets it to the first round, right? And then it sets, I believe it is this block over here to redstone. So when it sets this to redstone, what this does is it clones all the oracles into the map. It sets all of the oracles to 0, and O counter to, I believe, O counter to 1, and then O test to 0 as well, and then it just gives you a little prompt in chat as well. And then we get to the little oracles down here, which would be down here, right? So we have two different types, right? So we have the ones that don't do anything, and then the oracles that do stuff, like, so oracles 3, 4, and 6, I believe, right? And so what this does, this sets oracle number 1 to O counter, which, as you can remember, is the one that keeps track of where we are. So if we shoot 3 oracles, it would set O1 to 3, right? And then it fills the oracle into air, and then depending on what round we are on, right? So if we're on round 1, you shoot 1, and then the next commands and then that check command will run. Like this one up here will run, right? And if that comes back negative, it resets the oracles, right? So that's what that does. If you're on round 2, if you shoot 2 oracles, then it'll trigger that. And then round 3, which, yeah, should be this one. This block just kills the arrow. And then what this one does is it adds 1 to O counter, right? So you shoot it, it adds 1. Or yeah. So basically the flow for this is you shoot it, it sets the oracle to the counter where we're at, it sets the oracle to air. Depending on what round we're on, it might trigger the check code that we have up there. It will kill the arrow, and then it will add one. And so the only difference with these ones here, right, is that I don't believe these ones have this first command block here, right? But it should end out, oh yeah, and then it also, these ones here, so the ones that don't trigger any, will add one to test, right? Right, but otherwise they are pretty much the same as the other ones. Except for some reason, yeah, okay, that's my B. You know, it works, so we're just gonna go with it, but yeah. So yeah, yeah, and then it'll also change the map depending on the round as well. And that's pretty much how that works. So let me see, let me just hop in here. I'll just do a little test run. So this is how I started, right? As I said, it resets the map. Click the button. Sorry if the screen looks so laggy, right? Right. Wow. Killing zombies is a lot of fun. Alright, so we kill all the zombies. The first door opens. Now we can go and kill these these guys. Gotta keep it kid friendly, right? Alright, so we go and kill them. I'm totally not cheating. Totally not. You didn't see this. You totally didn't see that. Totally no cheating whatsoever. None at all. Alright, so yeah, now we get the prompt in chat telling us the Oracle Sing, right? So again, you can consult the map in here. So the first one, this is a little grassy area. It's at the hallway at the end of it. Right? So that would be this one down here, I guess. Right? So you want the oracles to fail their song, right? And then we have this oracle here. And now we got the last oracle. Should be this one here, right? And then they failed their song. And I still need to do the exit code, but normally this door would open, and then yeah, that's how that one works. And the only really other thing I need to do is add the timer command, but you don't need to really see that. That's kind of just, I'll make my own video on that in and of itself. But yeah, that's basically how the redstone works. So I think I will just put I'll just put the rest of the video on loop of, not in loop, but I'll just put the rest of the video, the time lapse of me building this on. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. But yeah, here's the time lapse.